When you're up at the net and your opponents play a drop to you, if it's a poor drop and it's a high ball, well, I think you know what you should do. You should hit it hard. But if you're up at the net and your opponents play a good drop to you, making you make contact below the top of the net, forcing you to hit up, well, you got a bit of a problem. If you hit that ball with a lot of speed, it's going to go up, but it's going to be so fast it's likely to go out the back of the court. Remember, the court's a lot shorter than a tennis court. And if you're down low and you hit the ball with a medium amount of speed, well, that ball is likely to sit up high. And there's a good chance that your opponents are coming forward already and they're going to pounce on that high ball. So what do you do when you receive a low ball up at the net? Well, you've got to hit up. You have to hit with an arc. But we want that arc to be small because we want that ball to stay close to the net, forcing our opponents to hit up as well. That may not win you the point outright, but if you're forcing them to hit up, remember, they can't hit that hard and still keep the ball in play. All right, so we've talked about the serve, we talked about the return of serve, we've even talked about third shots. We've talked about why it's important after you return serve to come to the net. And when your opponents are at the net, it might be smart to play a low ball to them, forcing them to hit up. Now, let's imagine I do that to you. Let's say I'm trying to play that drop. I'm back here, I see you at the net, all scary. Now, if I give you a high ball, what would you do? You'd smack it, show me. So there's the high ball, right? Great, which is exactly what you should do. You're up at the net hunting for high balls. So if you can get a ball above net height, hit it hard. But what if I play that good drop, that ball that forces you to hit up, something like this? There's my drop, you're forced to hit up. Now, in this scenario, because my ball was so low, you have to hit up and you have to hit with an arc. Now, the question becomes, how big is that arc going to be? If you're down low and you hit the ball fast and up, that's going to be a big arc and it's likely to go out the back of the court, right? Remember, the pickleball court is a lot shorter than a tennis court. If you're down low and you hit up with a medium amount of speed, well, that ball is likely to kind of have a medium-sized arc. And if I'm a good player, seeing you down there, I'm likely coming forward and I'm going to get that high ball to smack myself. So the trick here is when we receive that low ball, when we receive that drop, yes, we have to play with an arc, but we want it to be a small arc, an arc that's close to the net. Just drop it back. And this kind of shot has a very specific name. When you play that drop and I do one of these, like that, it's called a dink.
A what?
A dink.
A dink.
A dink.
Like in volleyball.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a little dink, right? And a dink is a really intelligent response to a low ball. It's not designed to win you the point, it's designed just to keep you out of trouble. Because if you hit this ball with much speed at all, you're gonna be in trouble. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab a couple balls. Okay. And let's imagine there's that little window we talked about before, maybe 1.5 paddle heights. Let's see if you can play this ball. I'll play a drop. See if you can play a slow ball through that little window. A dink. Here we go. Okay. A little high. Go. There we go. Much better. Again. That's it. Ready? That's it. So in these cases, your balls are going a little too high and I could probably attack. It's because there's too much speed coming off of your paddle. In this situation, you can't afford any backswing because as soon as you have a backswing, that's going to add speed to it. So it's really going to be just keeping your impact point out front and really just letting the ball hit the center of the paddle. Okay, a bit better. Right idea. Here we go. Keep it out front. That's more like it. Go. Yes. Keep the impact point out front. Two more. Come on, come on. Okay. Yeah, it's not a volley. Yeah, if the ball bounces. There we go. Touch. Better. That's still a bit too fast. Can you put your paddle out? Pretend you have like a glass wall behind you. If you go back here, you're gonna hit it. Okay, ready? So gotta keep it out front, out front, out front. Better. Out front. Don't break the glass. There we go. Sorry, ready? Front. Now you can also play this ball out of the air as a volley. You don't have to back up, but it's still gonna be a dink. That's the idea. Okay, so let's play some points here. I'll always be the server. Okay. You'll return and come in. I'm gonna play a third shot drop, and I'm gonna look to attack. So see if you can keep that ball low as a good dink. There, good. Now we're in a little dinking battle. Who's gonna pop it up first? There. Very good. So when you see strong players play, you'll often see these slow, low balls, these dinking rallies. They're not trying to win the point. They're trying to sort of outlast their opponents or sort of force an error where they hit with too much speed and pop it up like that. It's very good. Good, come. Yes. There we go. Great. Good, come.
There we go.
Yeah, that would be allowed, yes. Good, come. There. So your ball got up a bit too high.
Yeah.
So as a general rule, if you are able to make contact net high or above, that's usually a ball you're gonna hit hard.
Drive it.
Yeah, you're gonna drive at them, as a general rule. It's a good idea to aim for their forehand hip, right? Because that's an awkward place, right? If you aim right at the body, you'll notice a lot of people like just naturally block with their backhand, but the forehand hip's a good spot. So right now, that's why we're using the measure of forcing the other guy to hit up, right? If I get to hit straight, you're gonna have trouble.
Yeah.
If I'm down here, usually it's gonna be better. Good, come. There. That's it. That's the idea though. These are looking like real pickleball points now. Here, why don't you serve one? Here we go. Yes.
I should have taken it out of the air.
Right. Okay. Good question to ask here. So let's say you're in one of these dinking exchanges. How do you decide whether to let a ball bounce or play it out of the air? It's pretty uncomfortable when balls land at your feet, right?
Yeah.
So here, from where you are, can you just toss it underhand and land the ball at my feet? No, but like right at my feet. No, but make it like land on my shoes. That's too high. No, on my shoe. No, I'm kind of being mean to you. Because a lot of those would have landed at my feet.
That's what I'm thinking.
But why didn't they?
Because your racket is in.
Because my paddle.
Paddle, sorry.
No, that's good. Because I didn't let it land at my feet.
Yeah.
Balls only land at your feet when you allow them to.
I see.
So when we're thinking about this decision, should I volley it? Should I let it bounce? If a ball is going to land near your feet, volley it. I once had a kid who said, it's like this is my shield. And the fireballs and the dragon are coming and I've got to protect my feet. And I was like, sure, whatever, that works. So as a general rule, when we're playing here now, it's usually a good idea that if you can volley, you should volley. If my ball is so short that you can't really volley it, that ball's not gonna land near your feet anyway, okay? But as a general rule, if you can volley, you should. See if you can protect your feet. That's it, here we go. Okay. I think you might have been able to volley that first one.
Yeah, I didn't know if you
I was playing it. Here we go. Good, come.
That was so bad.
That's a good example, right? Even if there's a medium amount of speed on those balls, they're gonna sit up and be attacked. Good. Well done. Well done to wait for those high balls. One of the challenges that we have when we play pickleball is to figure out which ball should we take out of the air as a volley and which ball should we instead allow to bounce before we hit it. And there's some nuance to this, but a good general rule is to say, hey, if I can volley, I should volley. There's a few reasons for this. By volleying the ball, by hitting it before it bounces, you're reducing the amount of time your opponents have to get ready. If that ball's coming and I step back to allow it to bounce, that gives them more time to move somewhere else in the court or to get ready for my next shot. So by volleying, I'm stealing time from my opponents. Additionally, if we can volley the ball, but we choose to let it bounce, there's a much better chance that ball lands near our feet. And it's very uncomfortable to hit balls near our feet. So by taking that ball out of the air when possible, you're sort of protecting your feet. You're making sure you have a forward impact point that's a lot more comfortable than when it gets in tight to your body. So one more time, if you can volley, generally speaking, you should volley.